lovely students. This is Veena Patil from Department of Computer Science, BLD Engineering College, Bijapur. Today I am going to explain Computer Program Laboratory Program number 2. The aim of the program is develop a program to solve simple computational programs using arithmetic expression and use of each operator leading to simulation of a commercial calculator. No built-in math function are supposed to be used. So let's first try to understand what is the purpose of the program. So the purpose of the program is to simulate a calculator using arithmetic expression. So inputs will be number 1 and number 2. Output will be print the result of addition of subtraction or multiplication or division or modulus. So let's see how to write the algorithm. So start the algorithm. Step number 1. Read number 1, that is num1. Step 2. Read num2. Step 3. Read the choice of the user as what he wants to perform, whether it is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division or modulus. Step number 4 is to check his choice. If the choice is equal to plus, add number 1 and number 2 and print the result. Step 5. If the choice is minus, subtract number 2 from number 1, print the result. Similarly, step 6. If the choice is multiplication, multiply number 1 and number 2, print result. And step number 7. If the choice is equal to division, divide number 1 by number 2, print result. Step number 8. If the choice is equal to modulus, divide number 1 by number 2. As we know that modulus is going to give us remainder value, print the result, that is the remainder. Then stop. So this is the algorithm. Now let's see if we draw the flow chart, how it looks. Okay, the flow chart has a start and stop. So within this start and stop, we are supposed to write the steps in the flow chart. The start and stop are always written in oval shaped symbols. The inputs are written in parallelogram. So what are the inputs here? Number 1, number 2 are the inputs, and the choice is also one of the input. So these two we are going to write in parallelogram. Now we have a decision box which we also call as a rhombus, wherein we are going to check the condition. So the conditions, depending on the condition, the decision has to be taken. So I am going to check here choice. If the choice is equal to, see, any one of these, for example, if it is equal to plus, then result is equal to num1 plus num2. So this is the process that we are going to do, which has to be represented in the rectangular box. Similarly, in case of minus, result will be equal to num1 minus num2. If it is multiplication, result will be num1 into num2. Similarly, for division, result will be equal to num1 divided by num2. But you can see here, I have written into bracket float num1 divided by float of num2. This is nothing but, it is called as typecasting. Typecasting temporarily converts the data type. As we know that num1 and num2 are integer type, and if I divide an integer by integer, answer will be integer. But if, for example, say input it is 3 and 2, 3 divided by 2 will give me in fractional values as 1 point something. So I want to retain the fractional part. If I want to retain the fractional part, temporarily I am converting number 1 and number 2 into float. So this we call as a typecasting. Okay. Now, in case if it is modulus, the result should be equal to num1 divided by num2. Similarly, if the user enters anything other than these symbols, it should print invalid operation. And at the end, the result should be printed. Then stop. Hope you understood the flow chart. Now, the same thing I am trying to depict in the program. So as we all know, the program always starts with include stdio.h if I am going to use printf and scanf functions, and int main, and within this main program, that is I am going to write the body of the program. As we know that if I write it as int main, then I have to use return 0 before the closing of the main body. Okay. So let's see here. Now inside the body of the main program, I'm going to declare number 1 and number 2 as integers. So I'm reading two integer values, and we are going to store in two different memory locations called number 1 and number 2. So number 1 and number 2 are variables. So what is a variable? A variable is a name given to a memory location wherein you are going to store a value. Okay. Now result. Since result may contain fractional values, I am going to declare the memory result as float. That is, I am going to give the name of the memory location as result, which can contain floating type of data. Now the next variable is choice, which is of the type character. As we are reading plus, minus and other things, these are the symbols which are neither integer nor float. So I can categorize them as character type of values. Right. So once I declare these four variables, I am supposed to print enter first number. So printf enter first number. So write this in double quotes. Okay. When the user enters the first number, we are supposed to scan it. So scanf %d, that is integer type of value, and store it in the memory location called num1. So ampersand here represents address of. So address of number 1. So wherever memory location I have named it as number 1, at that memory address store the value number 1. Now we need to read the second number. So we write here printf enter second number. Now scanf %d ampersand number 2. It means read integer type of value, that is number 2, and save it in the memory location called num2. So here ampersand means address of. The next statement is printf choose operation to perform. What operation you want to perform? Plus, minus, multiplication, division or modulus. Please enter your choice. Okay. Then scanf %c ampersand choice. Here the data type is character, hence we are using %c. If you can see here, for integer we used d, for character we are going to use c. If it was float, then we will use %f. Okay. So whatever value I read, I am going to store it in choice. Since all the values or all the operations output will be stored in result. I need to clear the content of the result first so that it does not contain any junk value. So I initialize it to 0. Now let's see how switch statement works. Now switch has opening and closing parentheses inside which we are supposed to give the condition. So what is the condition here? The condition here is choice. We are supposed to check choice. So switch has a body. So within this opening and closing brace, closing brace of the switch, we are supposed to write the case statement. So in case if the choice is plus, what should be the result? The result should be num1 plus num2. Then break. If the case is minus, result will be num1 minus num2 and break. Similarly, we are going to write for multiplication, division. Division already I told, we need to typecast it. So we have typecasted it here, and similarly for the modulus. Lastly, I am going to write the default also. Default is for if the user enters any other operator other than plus, minus, into, division and modulus, it should simply print invalid operator. Invalid operation. Okay, so here it is the end of switch statement. Once it is completed, I am supposed to print the result. So result is printed as number 1, whatever operator he is using that, and number 2 is equal to the result. Suppose I am doing 2 plus 3, then number 1 will be 2 plus 3 equal to 5. So this is the format I want to print. That is why I have written %d as number 1 is integer type, %c as choice is character type, and number 2 is integer type, and finally %f, it is the result which is of floating type. Then lastly, before ending the main program, type return 0 and end the program. Okay, now let's have a look the output. So if for the first time I am running the program, it will print on the screen enter first number. If suppose the user has entered 10, then it will print enter the second number. The user will enter 20, and it will print choose operation to perform. So if the user has entered plus, it should print result of 10 plus 20 is equal to 30. Right? Same way, let's check for the second condition or the second run. In the second run, if the user chooses as division, his choice is he want to perform division, then the result should come in this fashion. 10 divided by 3 is equal to 3.333. Now let's see in the third run. Here the user has chosen greater than. See, greater than symbol is not at all in our case statement. So what it should print? It should take it as a default value and you should print as invalid operation. Let's see what we have written in the default. Yes, in default we have written invalid operation. Right? Okay. So at the end of this, I have given here some of the Viva questions like what is switch statement, how many cases can you have in switch statement, how switch statement works, what does break in switch statement indicate, what is a case in a switch statement. So my lovely students, We have already completed all these in the class. Just go through it and prepare for the Viva. Okay. Now this was all about the algorithm, the program. Now let's see how to run the program. So to run the program, we will go to Turbo C, Start. Okay, we will open a new file. Then start typing, include stdio.h. Then int main opening closing main. Then we have opening and closing braces within which I am supposed to write the body of the program. So initially I need to declare the variables. So int num1 comma num2. These two are integer type values. Then float result. Then I have character type of variable, which is choice. Then I'm going to ask the user to enter the first number, so I need to display a message that is enter first number. Okay, once he enters, we need to read it. That we can do it using scanf. What type of value I am reading? We are going to read integer type of value. That's why I have to write %d, which is a placeholder. So where I'm going to store it? I'm going to store it in the memory address called num1. Okay, same way printf, if you want to say him to enter the second number, enter second number. Now scanf to read the second number. Same way I'm going to write %d as ampersand num2. So I'm going to store it in the variable called num2. I've read number 1, number 2. Now we are supposed to ask him what operation he wants to do. So for that, printf, I want to write here as enter the operation you want to perform. Okay, what operation you want to perform? Is it plus, minus, into, division, or it is modulus? Okay, then scanf. Now since it is character type of value, choice is character type of value, I have to write %c comma ampersand choice. Okay, right. Before I store the answer in result, I need to clear the content of the result by assigning it to 0. Now switch, let's write the condition inside the switch which I'm going to check. It is choice. Okay, so this is the body of the switch. Now it is the first case. If the first case is equal to plus, so I'm writing in single quotes because it is a character type of value. If it were integer, there's no need of quotes. So if it is plus, what am I supposed to do? Result equal to num1 plus num2. Okay, then break. Now in case of case, if it is minus, then what should be the result? Result should be equal to num1 minus num2. Okay, you agree with me? Now in case if it is equal to multiplication, then the result is equal to num1 into num2. Okay, oh, I have forgotten to write break here. Break. Okay, similarly break. Then in case if it is equal to division, okay, then the result is equal to result is equal to num1 divided by num2. See, I'm writing here with the typecasting so that we can check what will be the result, and we'll also try to compare what will be the result when we typecast it. Okay, in case if it is modulus, then result is equal to num1 mod num2. Okay, then break. Okay, so the last one was default. If his choice is none of the above, then simply printf invalid operator. Okay, invalid operator. Right, and now when we come out of the Okay, forgotten to write break. Come out of the switch. Once I come out of the switch, I can write printf result printf result of percentage %d percentage %c percentage %d is equal to percentage %f, right? So it is num1 comma choice comma num2 comma result, right? We should not forget return 0 since we have written it as int main. Okay, so let's have a look. My program is complete. Now how to save this program? Okay, let's have a glance. So enter the first number, scan the first number, enter the second number, scan the second number, enter the operation you want to perform. Okay, then choice, the result is equal to 0, switch choice, okay, plus minus into division, modulus and default. Okay, that's it. How to save the program? To save the program, go to file, say save. So where you are going to save? You are going to save in turbo C bin. Okay, I would like to name the program C lab program 2 dot C. The extension should be .c. Okay, so it is saved as C lab program .c. Now let us compile. Okay, 0 errors. Then run the program. Oh yeah, say enter first number. So let's take number is 10, second number is 3. Now as you can see here, let's go to output. See, though I have written everything correct, it is showing invalid operation result of, okay, what is it, result of 10 plus, no operator is there, no? So why is it coming so? It's because whenever we are using scanf percentage %c, see, as we are writing here number 1, after entering number 1, I am going to press enter. After reading number 2, I am going to press enter. And after that, I am trying to enter the operation you want to perform, and I am scanning choice. This choice is character type and it does not understand the enter key. So it will take by default enter key as an input and it will not perform the required thing. So to avoid this, what we need to do is we are supposed to write scanf %c prior to scanf %d. So let's see if I write here, will it perform properly? Okay. So I'll print here. Printf enter the operation you want to perform. Okay. So write everything once again. Plus, is it minus, is it multiplication, is it division, or is it modulus? Okay. Semicolon we had forgotten. Okay. Then scanf %c choice. Store it in choice. Right? So let's see what happens if we write scanf %c before scanning num1 and num2. We have written it before num1 and num2. It's because %c cannot differentiate enter key. Okay. Now let's try to save the program. Compile it once again. 0 errors. Run the program. Okay. So I should have written slash in here. So this is the program. Enter the operator you want to perform. Let's say I want to perform addition. Then it will say enter the first number. Then it will say enter the second number. Yes. Then let us see the output. Yes. Result of 10 plus 3 is equal to 13. Right? I hope you understood what is the difference of writing scanf before taking any enter key. Okay. Similarly, if I want to check for the other, run it once again. Okay. Let's say my choice is division I want to perform. So 10 and 3. Let's see the output. Why my window is not opening? Okay. Run it once again. Let us just exit it. Okay, let me try with division. Now first input is 10, the second input is 3. Let's check what value we are going to get. The value is 3. In fact, it should be 3.33, but we are getting only 3. So how to recover the fractional part? To recover the fractional part, I am going to typecast it. So float, convert the integer value to float temporarily, then save it, compile once again, write and run. Okay, now check if I enter division 10 and 3 are the inputs. So what output I am going to get? Yes, the output is 3.333, whereas previously we got only 3, though there is fractional value which is equal to 0, right? So that is the importance of typecasting. Now let's see if I am going to give, say, greater than. Okay, the two values are given. Check the output. See, it will give invalid operation results. Okay, so if you want to print it little properly, you can also write here /n /n. Okay, not here. I want to write it here after the result /n. Okay, save, compile, no errors, run. Okay, let's see. Let me try. I want to perform multiplication. So first number is 10, 10, second number is 3, and what output I will get? I will get the output as 30, right? Now similarly, if I run it once more, run, and you can see here, as I have included /n, you are going to get enter the operations you want to perform on a new line. Now let's say I want to perform modulus. So 10, 3, what's the output? So 10 divided by 3, it will give the remainder value, that is 1, right? I hope you people have understood how to write a program and execute the program. Please do practice at home, and if you have any queries, you can WhatsApp me or you can call me. Okay, thank you.